Hi guys, it's Adam with WebStarts. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be showing you a neat tool that I found online that will help you speed up your website. I'll be getting to that in just a few moments. But in the meanwhile, if it's your first time tuning in, I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel by clicking the subscribe button on YouTube and also enable your notifications. That way you'll be the first to find out when I release a new product feature or make another helpful video like this one today. So the speed of your website is super important. Why? The studies show that if your web page doesn't load in something like 5 or 6 seconds, that people are just going to click on the back button and they're going to abandon your site. Chances are they're not going to remember the domain name or the URL to your website and they'll never come back. So it's super important that your pages load as fast as possible. Now this is also important because Google knows that people like fast loading pages, and pages that load more quickly than others are more likely to make their way to the top of search results. Now this doesn't mean that just because your page loads quickly, it's going to be the first result for a keyword. But what it does mean is that if all things are equal, you compared to another website, chances are they're going to rank you a little bit better because your website is faster. So the tool that I want to share with you is called Google Page Speed Insights. It's made by Google, henceforth the name. And you can find it online just by typing in Google Page Insights or Page Speed Insights into the search engine. The URL to get there is a little bit long, so I'm not going to share it for this video, but instead I'm just going to type it into the search engine and then click on the first search result there, which is the Page Speed Insights. When you go to the page, the first thing you'll notice is there's a big field in the middle of the page where you can enter the URL of the web page that you want to analyze. Now this can be your domain name, it can be a subdomain name, or it can be just any page on your website. And all you need to do is just paste that into this field and click Analyze. So let's go ahead and do that really quick. What I've done is just taken a random page and I'm going to go ahead and paste the URL into the field and click Analyze. Then the Google Page Speed Insights starts doing its thing, and in a minute it's going to spit out some results that are going to help me make some better decisions about or help me optimize my website so that the pages load faster. So here you can see that I've got a score. I don't want you to put too much emphasis on that score. It says that I have a 77, which is kind of in the mid-range, but some of the things that are required to get you the best possible score may be out of your control, and then some other of those things may be within your control. So we'll cover all that in just a second. Notice that the mobile tab is selected, so this is actually the score that I'm getting for the mobile version of my website. Now one of the things that you'll notice right off is that my images on my site aren't small because they're made for a small device like mobile, but I didn't shrink them down, and because of that it's saying I should serve images that are smaller, and it's also saying that I should serve images that are in next generation formats. So there's like JPEG, which are most of my images, and there's PNG, but there's also things like JPEG 2000 and JPEG XR and WebP. These are some better compression methods, and if you're able to convert your image to those, then it may save a little bit of load time. Here you can see the images, and you can see that it's taking a while for the page to load simply because I have these full-size images and I have them all loading, and none of them are in these super modern formats. And for that reason, I'm getting a little bit worse score. Now, if I click over here on my desktop tab, you'll see I score 96, which is not bad. The reason being, one, is that the bigger images are necessary for the bigger screen of the desktop, so it's not really seeing that as a lack of optimization. The other thing that you'll see here is that I have things like serving static assets efficiently, and you can click on that and you can get into there. For the most part, those things are going to be out of your control, but it's not entirely out of your control. Sometimes people add things like embedded video players or embedded audio players into their website, and those things call external URLs. Those external URLs may not be super quick, and in that case it may actually cause some increased load times for you. So watch out for that if you're using external embeds, or maybe you're using a tracking code from another site like Google Analytics. So here at 96 is a pretty good result, but overall the number one thing that this is going to recommend for me that I can control, and it's going to be the same for you, is making your images as few as possible and compressing them as much as possible without totally losing the quality. That's really the one place where all websites get hung up, is just having images that are too large. Once you've made those changes, you can rerun this tool time and time again, and ultimately you're going to end up with a faster website just by paying attention to some of the tips that they're providing down here. Well, that's it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and enable those notifications to be the first to find out when I release a new product, feature, or another helpful video.